How did Work Your Way Up begin?
About a year ago, I finished writing my first full-length narrative screenplay. And my goal in life is definitely to make that film and make it a classic film. But I knew at that point in my life I wasn't going to be able to get funding for that. You're going to need millions of dollars to do this film. So I'm like, you know what, I'll start off and I'm going to make a documentary because I know I can make it by myself with no crew. I can make it on a very low budget and I can make it about something I love. So I decided to make it about entrepreneurship. And my goal was to make a film that was both educational and inspirational for entrepreneurs. You know, something for aspiring entrepreneurs, people who were like trying to start their own business, but they were kind of like half there, half not there. And this would be like their educational, inspirational film that will show them that they can do it. They really can do it if they want to, you know?
Did you ever think that you would complete Work Your Way Up when you first started?
When I first started making Work Your Way Up, I didn't know if it would come out the way I wanted it. I had a lot of doubts simply because I've worked on a few movie sets, a few film sets this past year, and I know that it's a tough process to make a film. I think Spike Lee directly quoted it as, making movies is tough as shit. And that's true, so I knew that. And but I made a choice at that time that I was going to pursue it. And you know what? Maybe it wouldn't come out good. Maybe I wouldn't get the people I wanted to get interviewed in it. But I was going to pursue it 100%. And my thought process was, if I don't finish it, at least I'll have gained some experience through it. I'll gain some experience as a filmmaker, and I'll gain some experience as an entrepreneur from talking to the people I talked to, trying to make the film. So when I first started, it was questionable. But now, after 6 months of work, and all the people I've met, and all the people I've interviewed, and all the hours I spent in the editing suite, and working with my editor and all that, it's been crazy. And to see it, to be able to watch it with my friends and my family and be able to be like, you know what, this started with nothing. This started with just like a dream and some goals, you know, and now it's something that hopefully people can see. People all around the world, aspiring entrepreneurs, can watch and really get something out of it.
How did you come up with the name for the film?
That's actually kind of an ironic story because about 6 months ago when I started the process of making the film, I knew I wanted to start my own production company to produce the film under. And I started my production company and I was thinking for a long time, like, what should I call the production company? You know, I really wanted to make it a meaningful name. And I came up with Work Your Way Up Productions because I felt like that symbolized what I was trying to do in life as an entrepreneur and as a filmmaker. I was trying to work my way up from the bottom to the top, you know? And at the same time, I was trying to come up with the name for the film. And originally I wanted to call it Outside the Box to symbolize like how entrepreneurs really think outside the box and you have to be really different to be successful in business. But I thought it was real cliche, you know, like a lot of people use that saying, like all the websites for it were taken. Basically I was just thinking, I'm like, what should I call this? What should I call this? Even when I was filming it, at first I didn't know what I was going to call it. And then it hit me, I'm like, why don't I just call it Work Your Way Up? Because as an entrepreneur, as an aspiring entrepreneur, you truly do have to work your way up from the bottom to the top. A real entrepreneur is starting off with nothing. They got nothing but the clothes they're wearing and the little money they have, and they got to build something. And that's the whole essence of the film, is really about people building businesses from nothing and becoming wealthy and being able to give back and becoming successful. So I really thought Work Your Way Up was a perfect name for the film, and I'm very happy that that's the name of the film, and I feel like it worked out perfect.
Is the final cut for the film the way you pictured it?
Absolutely not. The final cut that you will all see now is definitely not even close to how I pictured it when I started out. When I started the film, I thought it was going to be like, I was going to find a couple pretty well-known entrepreneurs and like really document their company and what they've done. But then when I started doing it, I was having trouble getting entrepreneurs. I got rejected many times. Like when I first started in pre-production, I had sent out hundreds of emails and made tons of phone calls. I was in contact with the Life is Good founders, Bert and John Jacobs. Reached out to Jim Koch from Sam Adams. Reached out to the founders of Stirrings. And I was in contact with all of them, but eventually they all told me, you know, we're not going to be able to participate in the film. So I had to really scramble and find other people, and I knew I wanted Ryan Ellis in the film. And I think it was almost like a God thing, you know, like all these people turned me down, and then Ryan Ellis became like my main feature of the film, and I got to document his whole story, which is an awesome story. And then all the other people in the film, like a lot of professors, well-known professors from Harvard and Bryant and stuff, I didn't even know they were going to be in the film when I first started. So as I started shooting, I'm like, you know what, we need this, we need these people. So I reached out to them, and they became like the key people in the film, and they really drive the film. And then
What are your hopes and aspirations for Work Your Way Up?
my honest hope is that every aspiring entrepreneur, your age, my age, 20 years old, 18 years old, 15 years old, up to 60 years old, will see this film, because I truly believe that if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, someone who's trying to start their own business, this film can do nothing but benefit you in a great way. And I'm not even saying that because I made it. Like, I watched the film, and through the few people who I've had watch it already, I'm getting the same response, like, wow, you know, as an entrepreneur, this film really, really inspires you, really motivates you, and really educates you. So eventually, I would love to have the top entrepreneur book in every college in the world be packaged with this film, so every person could see it. And that's my hope. And I think the overall essence of the film is what hinders people from pursuing their businesses. What is holding people back, you know, from, because everybody, a lot of people, majority of people would like to own their own business and would like to be making money for themselves and not have to work a 9-to-5 job and not have to hate their job, hate their boss, all this stuff. But I think the overall essence of the film is what hinders people. And what hinders people the most, I think, and you'll see through the film, is the fear of failure. The fear of, you're going to do all this work, you're going to do everything, you're going to put everything into it, and then you're going to fail, and you're going to lose money, and you're going to lose your job, and basically your whole dream's going to shatter. But I think the main selling point of this film is you have to see it, because you have to understand that failing is not actually failing. Failing as an entrepreneur is learning. And in order to be successful as an entrepreneur, you have to fail, and you have to learn from your mistakes. And every successful entrepreneur will tell you that they've failed many times before they've been successful. So I think seeing this film and being able to recognize that for yourself will definitely be able to push you and say, you know what, I can do this, and I might fail, but I'm not going to ultimately fail. It's only going to push me closer to success. I've truly put my heart and soul into this film for the past 6 months, even 7, 8 months of my life. And it's truly been a struggle. It's been hard at times, and there's been a lot of times where I wasn't sure if I was going to get it done. But now that it is done, I truly feel like if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, or anyone who's ever thought about starting your own business, this film can and will benefit you. And the only thing I ask of you is, if you see this film and you agree with me, let's spread it, you know? Go on Amazon, go on my website, make a testimonial, tell someone, you know, word-of-mouth marketing is the best marketing. And I truly hope that, my true hope in life is that everyone can live life passionately, you know? Live life doing what you want to do every day of your life. I want to be a filmmaker. I hope to live the rest of my life making films, you know? If you want to start your own business, I hope you live the rest of your life starting your own business with your own passion, you know? So if you see this film and it's helped you out and you feel like it's benefited you, help me spread it, because we don't have a huge marketing team at Work Your Way Up Productions. We don't have $1 million revenue to spread this and get commercials. Word-of-mouth marketing is the best kind. So all I ask is, if you can help me out, and let's get as many people to see this as possible.
Patrick Sargent from Work Your Way Up Productions.
Awesome.